Hello, Mark Holland with Holland Gold, Ricketts, Idaho, home of the Gold Maker. If you just bought a Gold Maker, congratulations. It's going to come to you in a box about like this, and we're going to show you. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there are a few key points that you don't want to miss. So let's just show you how we do it. So this machine has the spray bar or the spray nozzle accessory with it. Highly recommend it. There's the leg sets and the Gold Maker. So the first thing you're going to want to do is install the legs. Again, pretty straight up. I like to put the anchor bolts, I'll call them, or hooks, towards the inside of the machine. And what I mean by that is I like them this way rather than this way. It's just one less thing for a brush and other things, hoses to hang up on. So they just slip right in to these plastic slots that are built. And you can use a hammer, rubber mallets preferred. Just tap them in place like that. And that's your legs. Next thing you're going to need to do is install the spray bar and the spray nozzle. And this will say right on it, on one side, it'll say top or up. And obviously that side goes up. Otherwise, the nozzles are going to be spraying out of the machine instead of into it. So it just slides in like this. And it works good. You can do it with a regular hammer. I haven't broke one of these doing this yet, but I do typically use a mallet. And the ends will slide just slightly out the holes in the machine. I tap it in until it's flush with the back, and that's how the spray bar goes in. Last thing you need to do is just set it into these little rubber brackets that we have.
I'm done recording.
Okay. And then the last thing is the drawers. So this is what we call the lower sluice. It goes out the back side, or the front side of the machine. We call this the back. And these are your main two drawers. So one of the most important things is just make sure that this top drawer is nestled in here properly. It basically slides clear to the rear, and it catches on some riffles. Got a little bit of traction in there. Make sure it's clear back, not positioned like this, for example. And this drawer goes in here, and I like to put it about 2/3 of the way in because it makes it easier to get the lower sluice started underneath it. So the lower sluice goes in and slides right underneath the main drawer like that. Then you slide the main drawer completely in, and we would pull the legs up a little bit so we've got some clearance, which will make a little more angle on this. But there's an obvious line across the lower sluice, and I just slide it out to about where that line is, and you're ready to go. The placement of that upper drawer is very critical. You make sure it's in the right place. The other thing that's critical, or at least important, is you just run the machine level. We could put a camper level on it or something. I don't find it to be necessary. Front to back is easy. Usually you can kind of get an eyeball on the river and use that as a level. And left and right is also easy, because you can watch the water exiting and you can tell if one side's heavier than the other and if you need to move it. Set it up level. When you shovel in, don't just shovel down the hole. It doesn't give the material enough time to wash. Shovel up here, or if you're dumping with your bucket, shovel up here. The spray nozzle, spray bar will be cleaning it. Sliding down gives it a little time to clean. We also have a spray bar that's basically just a 1-inch piece of aluminum that we set across here. It's a clay bar. And in the event that you have material that is not breaking down real well, Or another time we use it is in difficult to process material, flat shales, schist, anything that's flat or broken, sharp, angular stuff such as granite. River rock goes right through, it's a piece of cake. But some of the other stuff, this machine, just like any, you might have to manage it a little bit. And a lot of times I'll use that clay bar so that all these flat, difficult rocks that they like to hang up in your sluice, just keep them out of the machine is what I do. Just once you have a handful of them, throw them out, keep on going. Yeah, like any machine, if you have 5 gallons, you don't necessarily just want to dump it in there. It'll definitely overload. You want to moderate it, meter it in, and you can tell, you can see by looking at this sluice box if it's keeping up. You want to, these riffles will begin to fill, and you always want to be able to see the top of the riffle. That's how you know that your riffles are working. If you're covering them completely, you're overloading the machine. It'll move a lot of material. 2 guys shoveling in, it'll keep up. The only time you really tend to overload it, or could overload it, is when you're using 5-gallon buckets. Then you just have to be a little bit patient and not just dump the whole thing in. Anyway, that's the setup in a nutshell. Obviously, we have our 1-inch pump that we use. We hook up the pump, fire it up, and shovel it in and make some gold. That's how we do that.